Alright, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location, and today we're going to go over yet another addition to our inventory. This being a 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle, this one done up SS 396 style. Now again, this car done obviously in the bright red exterior. It's got the black vinyl top and it's got those white, the SS Chevelle stripes down the whole side of the car. Now as far as the paint and bodywork on the car go, nice smooth shiny paint, nice straight panels on the car, panel fitment and alignment as we walk around you'll see very nice on this car. As far as our bright work goes, bumpers, wheel lip moldings, drip rail moldings and such, all of that stuff is in really great condition on this car, polished up, nice and straight the whole way around. Now as I said, we've got that white stripe down the side. We do have the SS 396 badging here on the front fenders along with the wheel well trim. Now as far as our wheels and tires, as you can see, it does have the SS style, the Magnum 500 style wheel on it here. These are a steel wheel. They've got the beauty rings and center caps on them. These are 14-inch wheels also, by the way, 14x7s. And as far as the tires, you can see BF Goodrich radial TAs. Very popular tire with the guys with these older cars. Very nice, and it's an affordable tire too. So on the front, we've got two 1570 R14s. On the back, we've got two 4560 R14s, just to give it a little bit of difference there. Now, as far as the doors go, you can see the gaps at the front of the door as well as the back of the door. Very uniform. The panel fitment and alignment as far as your elevations and so forth, these are right on with the fenders and the rear quarter panels. And again, body lines, they all line up. You do have the line down here at the lower part of the door with the fenders and your quarters. So again, all of that very nicely matched up on the car. We do have the mirror here, both sides, chrome mirrors. The chrome is in great condition. The glass in those mirrors also in good condition. As I mentioned, it does have the black vinyl top. The vinyl top is in really nice shape on this. Now the one thing I always do with these vinyl top cars is with any car, is I'll run my finger through the drip rail, through that rain gutter I should say, on the car, and then we'll also go right along the bottom edges of the top here just to make sure that we don't feel any rough spots. And again, this car is nice and smooth. Again, your drip rail moldings are polished up well, nice and straight the whole way around. Your glass here on the side, slightly tinted. Again, no chips or scratches or cracks in the glass. Looks very nice. Let's go ahead and open this up. You can see the door opens nice and easy. Inside, we've got the all black interior. You've got the high back bucket seats with the headrest there. You've got the full center console there with the 4-speed shifter there. Also the black SS steering wheel. Factory dash and instrumentation. You do have the one column mount tack there, and then you also have the 3 aftermarket gauges right underneath the center of the dasher. Going to be your oil pressure, your water temperature, and your voltmeter. It does have an aftermarket AM/FM CD player in it, along with factory heater controls, and it also has speakers in the rear package tray too to go along with that aftermarket stereo. So I won't close our door up, but we'll go over the passenger side when we get there. All of your weather stripping here too along the windows here of the car, those are all in great shape. You can see no rips or tears in anything. Nice and soft all the way around. Even your rubbers here on your quarter window, those are in great condition. We shut the door, it shuts nice and easy. You don't have to force anything there. As we walk back the rear of the car here, again, quarter panels, big long quarters on these cars, nice and straight the whole way back along the side of that car. As far as our rear section here now, the trunk, you can see how that trunk fits. Your gaps there and your elevations with the quarter panels all look to be very nice. Again, this vinyl top all the way around the bottom edges, nice and smooth. You got your rear glass here, again tinted, and again no chips or cracks in that, and your bright molding there, all in great shape. Of course, you've got the Chevelle script emblems back here on the trunk lid, the SS 396 here also, and then of course you've got your big chrome bumper back here, and then a nice set of chrome oval slash cut exhaust tips also. Your taillights too, the lenses as well as the taillight bezels the whole way around, those all look nice. You don't see any pitting in the bright work here whatsoever. So again, a very nice looking vehicle thus far. So we're going to go ahead and open our trunk lid up. First thing that you notice, the key does work in the trunk. Your hinges and your spring in the trunk all work. You can also see the underside of the trunk painted the same as the car. Nice bright shiny red there. You've got your decals back here for your jack and spare tire instructions. The weather stripping the whole way around here, nice and soft. No pieces pulled out or any chunks missing out of it. It's all nice and soft to the touch. And again, it's going to seal everything up very nice from the outside elements. Now you do have this trunk mat in here, but underneath the trunk, again, your trunk floor is in great shape. All solid, no patching, all drain plugs installed, correct trunk spatter paint used inside the trunk. So that is your trunk on our '69 Chevelle. We'll close that. Again, the trunk shuts nice and easy, and we go around the passenger side. So again, we're going to look just to make sure panels are all straight, which they are. Again, your vinyl tops, same thing. It all looks real nice the whole way around, even through our rain gutters here, nice and smooth here, and along the bottom edges where your trim is. The glass on the passenger side, same thing. No chips or cracks in that. Again, your striping that goes all the way up. This is vinyl on here. It's not painted. So if for whatever reason you may have, if you ever wanted to replace this or take it off, it will be easily done since it is all vinyl. We'll go ahead and open our door up now on the passenger side. And again, just all the same stuff that we've already talked about. You'll just notice that your seat upholstery, there's no rips or tears in any of that. Carpeting, no rips or fading in that. And your dash pad on top, no cracks in that either. So again, all looks well. Even your headrest, sometimes you'll see some cracks in those. These you do not. They are in great shape. Again, this door shuts easy. Your gaps in your elevations on this door, again, they are right on with the quarters and your fenders. Matching SS396 badging on the car there on the fender. And now we come around to the front end of our car. Again, this is your typical '69 Chevelle front end. You've got the grille here with the SS396 badging right in the center. Of course, this has the quad lights up front here. Got your highs and your low beams all up here. Traditional sealed beam units here. Glass lenses, which again are in great shape. Chrome bumper here also. And then down below you've got your parking or your marker lights there. Again, those are in great shape too. Steel hood, this is your SS hood. You can tell that by the dual scoops here and the grills here in the back. Again, that bright work is in good condition. Again, as we look at our gaps and our elevations the whole way around the hood, all of that looks to be very nice as well. And your windshield, again, it's tinted at the top. Again, no chips or cracks in that. So again, that's all in great shape. Now we'll go ahead and open our hood up. There it is. Okay. All right, so we got our hood open. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the underside of the hood. So again, painted the nice bright shiny red as you see with the rest of the car. It does have the hood insulation installed where it should be, and it looks all good in there. Of course, your engine compartment all done in black, which that's the way it should be also. And then sitting in here for a motor, this is a 396 cubic inch big block Chevrolet motor. Now, however, it's not the numbers match motor, but it is nonetheless a 396 cubic inch motor. Underneath the chrome air cleaner, you'll find a 750 Holley double pump carburetor. You'll also see the aluminum Edelbrock Torquer 2 intake there. Now, as far as the ignition, it does have point style ignition, but it has been upgraded to the MSD style ignition. So you've got the 6AL box over there. You do have the MSD distributor along with some 8.5 millimeter plug wires there too. You see the nice set of chrome valve pan covers here with breathers. Down below that, nice ceramic coated long tube headers here working into dual exhaust all the way to the back of the car there, and we'll show you the whole exhaust system on it once we get it on the lift. Power steering car, power brake car. It is disc brakes up front, drums on the rear. You can see some of that stainless braided line treatment there throughout the car on your radiator hoses, as well as some of your heater lines. Also, I forgot to mention, with the ignition system, you do have an upgraded coil, so that's an MSD Blaster 2 coil. You can see it's got the chrome topper here on the radiator, which is just your typical 4-core copper radiator. Does have the shroud on it with a 6-blade aluminum flexible fan on there too. That's what's going to help get you cool there also. That's pretty much it for the engine. Now, for the rest of the driveline, we have behind this, it's a Muncie M21 4-speed manual transmission. And then for the rear, it is a 12-bolt rear, and that has it's a POSI unit with a 373 gear in it also. So again, good gear. It's not going to over rev you when you're out just cruising around with the vehicle, but yet it's going to be a nice gear for you if you want to get some performance out of it. It's going to get up and get going there for you too. So that is it. We've been all around the outside. We've been inside the car, under the hood, in the trunk. So now we're going to go ahead and get it on our lift for you, show you the complete underside, and then finally we'll fire this big block motor up for you and let you hear what it sounds like. Alright, so we are underneath our 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle here, 396 car. This is a very nice car top to bottom. We're going to go through the underside as we always do with you. We're going to start front, work our way to the back, going over steering, suspension, braking components, driveline, of course, frame, floors, and such. So starting at the front of our vehicle here, again, this is going to be pretty much your typical standard factory front suspension, your upper and lower control arms. These are your stock stamped steel components. It does have the front sway bar on the vehicle here. Your sway bar bushings at the frame, as well as your end links, those are all in great shape. The steering on this car, this is a power steering and power brake car, just so I don't miss that. But your tie rods, all the ball joints, all the little rubber dust boots are all in good shape and all intact, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained very well in this car. Even the ball joints on your upper and lower control arms for this vehicle. Now, as I said, power brakes as well. It is disc up front, drums out on the back. And then we'll just go ahead and briefly talk about our driveline in this vehicle. So we do have a 396 cubic inch big block Chevrolet engine here. It is not the original motor. It has been transplanted, but again, a very strong running 396. We've got a Muncie M21 4-speed manual transmission. Of course, you've got your bell housing here with the flywheel cover on the front to help protect that flywheel. Of course, we've got the transmission cross member here to help support that tail shaft of the transmission. All of your seals, the transmission itself, and the oil pan on the motor, as I look at them, all free from any drips or leaks, so nice and dry thus far there. As far as your drive shaft, that is going to be a balanced drive shaft, so that's going to help eliminate a lot of the vibration that you might feel in the drive line. And then back here at the rear end, this is your GM 12-bolt rear end. As far as your gearing in here, this is a 373 gear ratio, and yes, it is a POSI unit that's in that third member. Now you can see rear suspension here. We do have updated here. This is the ladder bars for the vehicle. We have the reinforced trailing arms back here on the rear suspension, so you can see they are plated on both sides here for strength. So again, this is just your typical, metric 4-link suspension back here. Now, as far as shocks, it does have a set of air shocks on it, so you can raise your ride height on the back just by simply putting an air hose to it. And then as far as your springs and so forth, again, your coil springs, those are in great shape. Now, as far as the frame, floors, and such, we'll start, since we're back here, at our trunk and our fuel tank area. So the fuel tank obviously looks good. It has been undercoated slightly and painted black, but again, no dents or dings in this fuel tank. It looks to be in great shape. All of your mounting hardware, the straps, the screws, the bolts, all of that is in good shape. Trunk floor, from what I can see, all looks good from underneath here too. Of course, we would have already been inside the trunk there to show you the trunk floor as well. As far as the rest of the floors on this car here, you can see there are no patches that I can see whatsoever. All of this is your typical stamped floor pans. You can see all of your bracing. All of that is still all intact. No holes, like I said, no patching. It looks great underneath here. And as far as the finish on them, you can see no undercoating really. It's just kind of like a satin black paint underneath here. It makes things look real nice and smooth on those floors. Now the frame itself, all in good shape too, nice and straight the whole way back to sides. Of course, your Chevelle has the full frame on it, so it's not a subframe car. Good, strong, you know, base underneath this car to go with. Even your front cross member is nice and straight. Doesn't look like it's ever been dinged on anything there. As far as the exhaust work you can see underneath here, we do have the dual, these are like the ceramic coated or heat treated headers here, long tube. Of course, we've got the dual exhaust with your crossover pipe here. And then we've got a set of dual Flowmaster mufflers with tailpipes that go up over top the rear end, and then they exit right underneath that rear lower bumper, of course with a set of chrome oval slash cut exhaust tips. The only other thing really to go over underneath here, wheels and tires. They are 14-inch. These are the SS style or the Magnum style wheel, complete with the beauty rings and the center caps. Of course, those are 14-inch wheels, front and rear. And then on these, we've got BF Goodrich radial TA tires. The sizes on those are 215/70/14s on the front, and then out on the back, we've got 245/60/14s back there. Other things to mention just on this car, emergency brake, that's all hooked up. Fuel lines and brake lines run nice and neat right along the edges of the frame there. So that is our 69 Chevelle from the underside. We'll get this down off the lift next, open up the hood, fire up that big block Chevy, let you hear what it sounds like.